And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. First up tonight, a man manipulated into murder. Take a listen.
What you won't do for love.
You'd be shocked at the things people will do for love. Let's tackle the case of 50-year-old Stuart Lindsay Heron. He beat the hell out of 39-year-old Nicholas Cameron with a hammer while also stabbing him multiple times in July 2021. The man was outside his home with his dog when investigators say Heron attacked and killed him. Why? Police said Heron, the killer, was a bondage slave to a dominatrix named Heidi Boss. The dead man, the victim, was Boss's boyfriend, and she told her slave Heron to make it so he never bothered her again. He made that happen. Needless to say, both have been charged and sentenced in the brutal and bloody murder in Australia. And of course, let's talk about how domination and sex can push you to the point of breaking the law. It's shocking and it's damn reality. Now, joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, we have Dr. Angela Jones, therapist, and Mistress Jennifer. Glad to have you all here on The Factor. Jennifer, are you surprised that someone would go so far for the dominatrix who is in charge of them, who rules them? And you're a dominatrix. You know about this.
I am. I've been a professional dominatrix for 14 years now. And, you know, it is so extreme, you know, what people will do. But, you know, these guys, some of these guys, you know, want to be slaves 24/7. They want to do whatever their mistress says. You know, they'll just, you know, bend over backwards to do anything. And that just, it shocked me, though, that, you know, they went that far, to that length.
Has anything ever scared you as a dominatrix that people are willing to do for you? Have you had a question asked of you saying, I want to do this for you, and you're like, hell no?
Exactly. I've had one instance in particular that a guy wanted to be kidnapped and then he wanted to be buried alive in a tomb. And I was like, no, sir, that's not gonna, no, thank you, but no, thank you. You know, you have to have that 100%, you know, consent. You have to be on the same page with the person. It takes a lot to build that dom and sub relationship.
And of course, you as a dominatrix, you have to have morals.
Yes.
Where you won't cross the line.
Right. I mean, you know, it's common sense and morals, you know, between the two. I mean, that girl stepped way over the line, you know, but I kind of think she knew what she was doing in the long run. She probably had it all calculated and kind of knew that, you know, what her end goal was, but maybe just didn't play out the way that she maybe thought it would.
Dr. Angela Jones, how can people be controlled like this? We're talking about adults who've lived a day in their life, and all of a sudden, because they're dominatrix, or the person that they worship, that they love, that they want, tells them to do something, and they will do it, they will cross a line. And this is not the only story like this.
No, but the thing is that even in this story, it takes certain type of personality types to actually to go ahead and, okay, I'm going to go ahead and murder someone with you. It's not about the fact that it was a dominatrix and a sub. I honestly believe that this is somebody that was going to be able to get manipulated by someone that maybe was a little more of an authoritative figure, and he just really, he wanted to, and she knew that this was the right person to ask to do this type of activity. It's twisted, and
weak-minded.
It's weak, yes, absolutely weak-minded. There was no boundaries, as she was saying. Like, you have to, it's not only about morals and standards in the state of dominatrix. It's just human morals and standards. You don't murder someone. I mean, like, that's, you just don't do that.
Well, I mean, if your dominatrix tells you to.
Yeah, but if a dominatrix, you have to at least use your right mind. But the thing is, like, desires of the flesh, and this is like a deep desire that this person has, he let that overtake him, and he knew what he was going to get. I don't know how he thought he was going to get away with it, because apparently he got caught, like, while doing it.
Yeah,
or like
exactly.
Right after.
With a bloody knife.
It was ridiculous.
And hammer in his hand.
You know, of course, they're going to likely test him for his mental stability. And I mean, but honestly, I question his mental stability for the fact that he was found with the bloody knife. I mean, where are you in your mind when you're doing something like that? So honestly, I just believe that she knew that this was a person that can do it, and she manipulated using his desires.
And really quick, dominatrix, and if you are a slave to you don't necessarily even have sex with them.
Not at all.
Many times you don't have sex with them.
No.
It's just about pleasing them. It's a mental thing.
Right.
It is. It is. It's a mental, like, they want to give up that control, you know, because a lot of the guys in their daily lives are very, like, head of households, you know, they run companies, they make decisions all day long, and when they come to see somebody like myself, they will, you know, give up that control and say, okay, you know, I'm going to do as my mistress says.
Right.
But as I said, everything has to be consensual, everything has to be, you know, all planned out, and, you know, we have to be on the same page for everything.
And let me ask you this, do you ever have sex with any of your clients, or is it about kink? Is it about control? Is it about mind issues?
No, it's not about sex. You know, I don't want to have sex. I would never, no, because, you know, that would ruin the whole thing anyway, because the whole dynamic, because it's all about the mental, you know, control, or you know, because it's just,
Is
it's
it
all
like
mind
if
control.
I do everything they say in their minds, not your mind, if I do everything they say, I'll get to that sex, or I'll get to hold them, or I'll get to be with them?
I get guys who, you know, even inquire about that and want to, like, try to play games and lead up to that, and I'm like, no.
No, but I'm saying for the guys, is it that? And I think it is.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
mean, it depends on the agreement between the two of them.
Right.
Like what she was saying, like some people have very intensive contracts. Like when you get into some of these kind of partnerships or in some of these type of situations, like some of these have extensive, like lawyer, doctor type of contracts that you
Right.
sign. So you understand the boundaries of this relationship. This is what we will do. This is what we will not do. And, you know, I honestly think that protects both parties, because look what just happened. I'm sure there wasn't a contract at all. This was just something that they were just talking. So it's honestly, you know, preyed on someone who honestly was weak-minded.
Yeah. Incredible story here.
Yes.
Don't get caught up, people.